let's go back for a second to doing something meaningful with your life. Do you think it's safe to say that that is almost always when you are in one way or another in a position of service, where you are giving something back? Is that a good way of looking at things, do you think, or am I being? I mean, because I'm a capitalist and I'm a free market guy. I mean, I like the idea of, whatever motivates you, right? Whatever your pursuit of happiness is. I think the founding fathers left it very, very general for a reason, so that we are able to sort of, it's whatever. If eating celery is fulfilling to you, then go ahead, whatever it might be. And
I think there's some utility to that. I think the idea, and I think it's well enshrined in the American ethos, that you have a right to pursue the happiness that you regard as necessary. I wouldn't say that the founders of the United States necessarily thought that pursuing happiness was the ultimate goal of life, but they certainly believed that that was a right or a privilege that could be properly accorded the common man, right? Which I really think is brilliant. It's brilliant and ultimately tolerant in the proper sense. But the problem, so let's say you have to do something meaningful. It's not the pursuit of happiness, because that's not good enough. But I also don't think it's service. And the reason for that is because I think that service is a portion of what it is. Mm-hmm. So, because I think if you conduct yourself optimally, so let's say you construct your ethos properly, here's what you're aiming for. You're aiming to fulfill yourself in a manner that allows you to continue to expand in your psychological strength. So you have to be doing something that's good now, but that also makes you stronger in the future. Mm-hmm. Okay, and at the same time, you have to be doing something that's good for other people around you now and good for them in the future. Mm-hmm. And so that way, so it's not just service to others, because that doesn't take you into account.
Right.
Right, and it's obviously not the selfish pursuit of pleasure, partly because that just doesn't work very well. These are impractical solutions. But if you said, look, if you have a son, say I have a son, and I tried to treat him in a very particular way. I tried to treat him so that I relied on his capacity as an awake and aware individual. I listened to what he had to say, and I tried to treat him as if he was a qualified decision maker right from the time he was a little kid, given the limits that a little kid has.
Sure.
But the idea was to serve myself by having a good relationship with my son and an enjoyable relationship, but also to serve both of our future selves at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I think that here's the thing that's really cool, as far as I'm concerned, is that I believe that the sense of meaning is a seventh sense, let's call it, or a sixth sense. Genuinely speaking, I really mean that. And what the sense of meaning does is tell you when you're serving the optimal number of masters simultaneously. And you get a signal from your nervous system, and I think there are neuropsychological reasons for this that are actually quite well understood, by the way, so I think this is a scientifically grounded statement. You get a signal from your nervous system saying, all concerns, past, present, and future, are being optimally met now. And the way that manifests itself is in a sense of deep engagement with life.
Right.
And that's not happiness. It's better than happiness.
Isn't it?
Happiness springs.